My wife announced, "I'm leaving you for a real man." Holding her coworker's hand, I said, "Perfect timing." When my lawyer walked in with photos of her 5 other affairs, her real man realized he wasn't even that special. I, 34, male, was sitting in our living room when Diana, 32, walked in with her coworker Brett, 28. She had that look. You know, the one where someone thinks they're about to deliver life-changing news and expects you to crumble. "We need to talk," she said, grabbing Brett's hand for courage. I muted the game. "Sure. I'm leaving you for a real man." She squeezed Brett's hand tighter. "Someone who actually appreciates me, who doesn't just sit around watching sports and playing video games." Brett puffed up his chest a bit. Poor guy. I checked my phone. Actually, perfect timing. What? Diana's dramatic moment deflated slightly. "My lawyer should be here in about..." The doorbell rang. Now. Eleanor Hastings walked in carrying a banker's box. I'd texted her when I saw Diana's car pull up with a passenger. "Mrs. Morrison," Eleanor nodded professionally. "Mr. Brett Qley," he supplied, suddenly looking less confident. Eleanor set the box on our coffee table. "Mr. Morrison, shall we proceed?" "Wait, what's going on?" Diana demanded. "Why is there a lawyer here? Remember 6 months ago when you said you were working late more often?" I kept my voice level. "I noticed you were coming home smelling like different colognes, not Brett's, several different ones." Diana's face went pale. Brett's hand loosened in hers. Eleanor opened the box and pulled out 6 manila folders. "We have documented evidence of 6 extramarital relationships over the past 8 months. 6? Brett's voice cracked. "You're number 4, chronologically speaking," Eleanor informed him helpfully. I watched Diana's face cycle through emotions. Shock, anger, calculation. "You hired someone to follow me? That's sick." "No, I hired a forensic accountant." I leaned back. "See, you kept using our credit cards for your dates." The paper trail was extensive. Eleanor spread out the evidence. Credit card statements highlighted in different colors. Green for Mr. Qley here, blue for Jackson Reeves from accounting, yellow for Dr. Martinez from your yoga class, pink for your personal trainer Leo, orange for Thomas from your book club, and purple for someone named Dante you met on a business trip. Brett stepped away from Diana. 6 guys? At the same time? Not exactly at the same time, Eleanor clarified, though there was significant overlap, particularly busy week in September. She had dates with 4 different men. "This is entrapment," Diana sputtered. "That's not what entrapment means," Eleanor said patiently. "This is documented evidence of infidelity using marital assets." Brett was backing toward the door. "Diana, you said I was special, that we had something real." "We do, baby. This is just..." "Thursday nights were mine, right?" Brett asked. "Our night?" Eleanor flipped through papers. "Thursday, September 15th, dinner with Mr. Reeves at Chez Laurent. Thursday, September 22nd, hotel reservation with Dr. Martinez. I'm out." Brett headed for the door. "Brett, wait," Diana started after him. "Let him go," I suggested. "We have more to discuss." She whirled on me. "You bastard. You've been planning this." "For 3 weeks, yes, since I confirmed the 6th affair. I want a divorce." "Already drafted." Eleanor pulled out another document, along with a complete financial disclosure. "You've spent approximately $32,000 on your affairs using credit cards, cash withdrawals, and charges to our accounts. That's marital money. I'm entitled to spend it. On household expenses, yes. On hotel rooms and expensive dinners with multiple partners, no." Diana grabbed her phone. "I'm calling my lawyer." "Goldstein, Ramirez, or Phillips?" I asked. She froze. "How do you..." "You saved their numbers in our shared contacts by mistake. I assumed one of them would call back eventually." Her phone rang. Brett's name flashed on screen. She answered eagerly. "Baby, let me explain." I could hear him from across the room. "Lose my number, and I'm reporting this to HR first thing Monday." The call ended. Diana stood there, phone in hand, reality settling in. $32,000, she said finally. That's not possible." Eleanor pulled out itemized statements. "Shall we review? The weekend trip to wine country with Dr. Martinez, $3,200. The shopping spree with Leo, $2,100. Stop." Diana sank onto the couch. "What do you want?" "A divorce, clean and simple." "I'll take you for everything, half the house, alimony." "Actually," Eleanor interrupted, "given the documented infidelity and financial misconduct, you'll be lucky to walk away with your personal belongings and vehicle." "This is America." I get half. Of marital assets, yes, after deducting the $32,000 you misappropriated. Also, Mr. Morrison's inheritance from his father was never commingled with marital funds, so the house remains his separate property. I'd been very careful about that. Dad left me the house 2 years ago. Never put Diana's name on it, never used marital funds for maintenance. You planned this, Diana said again, but weaker. No, Diana, you planned 6 affairs, I just documented them. Update 1. The entitlement has reached new heights, folks. Diana moved in with her sister Celia after that night. I thought we'd handle this like adults, quick divorce, move on. Nope, first came the text bombardment. Not to me, she knows I blocked her. To my mom, my brother, my best friend Jake, all variations of how I'm a monster who stalked her and violated her privacy. My mom called me, confused. She says you hired people to follow her? No, Mom. I hired an accountant to review our credit card statements. Everything was right there in black and white. 6 men? 6 that I have proof of. Oh honey, I never liked her. Thanks, Mom. Little late but appreciated. Then Diana got creative. She showed up at my work Tuesday. Security called up from the lobby. Mr. Morrison, your wife is here. She says it's an emergency. I came down to find her in full performance mode. Tears, designer dress that I probably paid for, clutching tissues. Please, just 5 minutes, she begged loud enough for everyone to hear. I made mistakes, but I love you. Diana, you need to leave. I was confused, lonely. You were always working. I work standard hours. You were working late, remember? The security guard was trying not to laugh. Steve's good people. We've chatted before. Those men meant nothing. All 6 of them. Guy waiting for the elevator definitely heard that. Diana's face went red. Can we please talk privately? Your lawyer can talk to mine privately. I don't have a lawyer. No one will take my case. That was interesting. Why not? Because you poisoned them against me, showed them your stupid evidence. I showed my lawyer evidence. That's how lawyers work. She grabbed my arm. Please, I'll do anything. Counseling, therapy. Diana, you were dating 6 men, simultaneously. Using my money. Our money, money you spent on other men. No. She switched tactics, went from sad to angry. Fine, I'll destroy you. I'll tell everyone what kind of man you really are. What kind is that? The kind who spies on his wife, who pays people to stalk her. I paid an accountant to review credit card statements. Statements you left in our shared filing cabinet. I'll go on social media, tell everyone. Okay, she blinked. Okay? Tell whoever you want, post whatever you want, the evidence speaks for itself. That's when she really lost it, started yelling about how I never appreciated her, never made her feel special, how those other men actually saw her worth. Steve stepped forward. Ma'am, I need you to leave. Don't touch me, I know my rights. Your right to leave voluntarily or in handcuffs, Steve said calmly. She stormed out, but not before throwing one last gem. You'll regret this. I'll take everything. She would not take everything. Update 2. Remember how Diana couldn't find a lawyer? Well, she found one, kind of. Her sister Celia's boyfriend Trent just graduated law school. Hasn't passed the bar yet, but he's basically a lawyer, according to Diana. I found this out when Eleanor called me, laughing so hard she could barely speak. He sent a demand letter, she wheezed. On notebook paper, written in pen. The demands were spectacular. The house, still not marital property. Monthly alimony of $8,000. I make $75 a year. Her car paid off. Already hers, already paid off. $50,000 for emotional distress. All my retirement accounts. My collection of valuable vintage items. My Xbox. He cited Judge Judy, Eleanor continued, as legal precedent. Is that legal? It's adorable is what it is. I'm framing this. But here's where it gets really good. Diana decided to take matters into her own hands. Started a social media campaign. Narcissistic ex, financial abuse, surviving divorce. The posts were something else. Apparently, I controlled all her spending, while she spent $32K on affairs, isolated her from friends, the 6 men suggest otherwise, emotionally neglected her, causing her to seek comfort, stalked her movements, aka looked at credit card bills. She tagged all our mutual friends. Big mistake. Jake's wife Lauren commented, "Didn't you bring some guy named Leo to our barbecue last month, while married?" My coworker Brad, "Wait, is this why you asked me to lie about you being at that work conference?" Her yoga classmate, "Girl, you told me you were divorced already when you started dating Roberto." Roberto, I texted Eleanor. Who's Roberto? Checking. Ah, the massage therapist. Paid cash, so we missed him. That makes 7. The comments kept rolling in. Diana kept deleting and reposting, but screenshots were already circulating. Then Brett joined the party. He posted his own story. PSA, if someone tells you they're leaving their spouse for you because you're special, maybe ask if you're the only special one. Finding out you're number 4 out of 6, update, now 7, is a real ego check. Also, HR says I need sensitivity training because of this mess. Thanks, Diana. Diana tried damage control. Posted about how polyamory is valid, and she was exploring her needs. Her sister Celia commented, polyamory requires consent from all parties. This is just cheating. Even Trent, her lawyer, backed away. Posted that he was focusing on studying for the bar and no longer offering legal advice. But the best part? Remember Dr. Martinez from her yoga class? His wife saw the posts, and she's an actual lawyer. A divorce lawyer. She reached out to Eleanor, professional courtesy and all that. Turns out Diana owes her husband $5,000 for a medical consultation that was definitely not medical. The house of cards was collapsing, and Diana's response was to double down. Update 3. Diana hired a real lawyer. Finally. Guy named Russell Winters, known for taking difficult cases. Emphasis on difficult. We had our first settlement meeting yesterday. Diana showed up in what I can only describe as wronged wife costume. Conservative suit, minimal makeup, hair in a bun. Winters opened strong. My client has been subjected to financial abuse and surveillance. We're seeking fair distribution of assets and compensation for emotional distress. Eleanor slid over a folder. Your client spent $32,000 on extramarital affairs. We have documentation for 7 confirmed relationships. Alleged affairs. Credit card receipts, hotel bookings, and signed affidavits from 3 of the men involved. Diana's mask slipped. Affidavits? Mr. Qley was quite detailed, Eleanor said. He kept your texts, all of them. Winters flipped through Brett's statement, his face getting longer with each page. Additionally, Eleanor continued, Dr. Martinez's wife is pursuing legal action for the money your client borrowed under false pretenses. That's a separate matter, Winters said weakly. It establishes a pattern of deception and financial misconduct. Diana leaned over to whisper urgently to her lawyer. He shook his head. Moving on to assets, Eleanor said. The house is protected inheritance, not marital property. The vehicles are already separately titled. Retirement accounts will be divided according to state law after deducting the misappropriated funds. That's not fair, Diana burst out. I supported him. I made that house a home. You lived there rent-free for 2 years while spending marital funds on dates with other men, I said calmly. You never made me feel appreciated. I appreciated you. I just didn't know I was sharing you with half the city. Winters tried to regain control. My client is willing to accept a modest settlement to avoid prolonged litigation. Eleanor smiled. How modest? The house. No, half the house's value. It's not marital property. Then $100,000. For what? Pain and suffering. Eleanor laughed. Actually laughed. Your client caused pain and suffering. She doesn't get paid for it. Diana stood up. This is ridiculous. I gave him the best years of my life, while giving the best nights to everyone else, I muttered. I want what I'm owed. Here's what you're owed, Eleanor said, pulling out another document. After calculating the misappropriated funds against your share of marital assets, you'll receive approximately $3,200. Your car, which is already in your name, and your personal belongings. $3,000? I can't live on that. Then I suggest you get a job. I have a job. Then you'll be fine. Winters whispered urgently with Diana. Finally, we need to caucus. They left for 20 minutes. When they returned, Diana looked defeated but determined. We want the vintage collection, Winters said. I looked at Eleanor confused. She checked her notes. The Xbox, and the baseball cards, and the signed jerseys. I almost laughed. My Xbox is 5 years old. The baseball cards are reprints worth maybe $50. The jerseys are from the team store. Total value might be $500. Diana's face fell. But you said they were valuable. No, you assumed they were when you saw them in protective cases. I just like keeping my stuff nice. Winters closed his folder. We'll need time to reassess. As they left, Diana turned back. This isn't over. Actually, it pretty much is. Eleanor said cheerfully. Final update. The divorce was finalized last week. Diana fought until the end, but reality has a way of winning. Final settlement. Diana got her car and personal belongings, $3,200 from marital assets after deductions. Half of my 401k, about $12K as required by state law. No alimony, no house, no Xbox. That was a weird hill to die on. The best part? The aftermath. Brett got fired. Not for the affair, for lying about client meetings that were actually dates with Diana. Turns out, companies don't like expense report fraud. Dr. Martinez's wife divorced him and took him for everything. Diana was subpoenaed as a witness, had to admit under oath to borrowing money for a business opportunity that was actually a weekend trip. Leo, the personal trainer, lost his job at the gym when 3 other clients came forward about inappropriate relationships. Diana's social media campaign backfired spectacularly. She's basically unemployable in our city now. Who knew publicly admitting to affairs with coworkers and clients would hurt your professional reputation? Last I heard, she moved back in with her parents 2 states away. Celia told my mom, they still talk at the grocery store, that Diana's working at a call center and learning to budget. She texted me last month, just once. I'm sorry, I screwed up everything. Is there any chance we could talk? I didn't respond. Eleanor advised against any contact that could be misconstrued. But I did see her Instagram story last week. She forgot to block my gym account. She was at a bar with some new guy, captioned, "Finally found a real man who appreciates me." Someone commented, "Is this number 8, or did you restart the count?" She deleted it within an hour. As for me, I'm good. House is quiet. Started playing basketball again with Jake and the guys. Got a promotion at work. Turns out not having drama at home improves your focus. Who knew? My brother asked if I regret anything. Honestly, just that I didn't look at those credit card statements sooner. Could have saved myself about 20 calories. But hey, expensive lesson learned. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. And when they show 6 other guys who they are on your dime, definitely believe the credit card statements. Thanks for following along, Reddit. Remember to check your statements, trust your gut, and maybe don't date someone who thinks Judge Judy is legal precedent. Oh, and Brett started a podcast about surviving narcissistic relationships. Diana threatened to sue him for defamation. He called it free advertising.